All right, we are live. We are working on Outskirts of Infinity. Going to break down this bass line today. So full speed's at 130 BPM. I pulled it up at 90, kind of get a sense of what's going on here. Let's do one measure at a time. So this first measure is going one. Oh, and as always, if you guys need the sheet music or want to support us with these videos, sign up for a bass-only membership, which is $9.99 a month. You guys get 10 pieces of sheet music a month to keep, distribute, do whatever you want with, and then it helps us create more videos and kind of gives you a, basically, you tell us what you want, and if there's any sheet music that we don't have, we'll write that for you as well. All right, so this rhythm is going 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. It's got a nice little bass line right there. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Next one is starting the same way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Boom, 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 boom. So it's the same thing there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I want to be picky right now, that and 4 and 4 and. First time I'm learning this, so debate how picky I want to be. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. All right, let's do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now the other reason they might be playing that last one as an eighth note, right? They have to get back to that. So I'm putting in a bunch of slaps and pops because I kind of like this riff. How it should actually be played. Cool. All right, so I got to watch those rests, but again, first time playing through something, just try to get the idea down. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and. So I feel like that's pretty simplistic, straightforward. So instead of speeding that up right now, let that idea soak in, which is something I like to do. You learn something new and then you move on. So everything that we have in verse 1 is just repeating those. That's what these two little bars here mean. Repeat last two measures. Pre-chorus has a nice little break, and then this chorus gets busy. So let's just one measure at a time. We're going to keep it that 90 BPM, hopefully. If I can play it good enough, we will. All right, let's put that there just in case. So that first half is 1 and 2 and. And 4 and. Probably going to play it like this. The other way I'd probably play it is that little bit of a roll. All right, there's a lot going on, so let's do just first half at a time. A little concerned that 90 is going to be too fast for me right off the bat. So just first half of the measure. You know, really, we're just trying to make this an exercise. I was in a lesson today, and I talked about gamifying. If you can make this into a little game for yourself, you're going to end up practicing longer, having more fun, and learning more. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now, again, making this into like a minute-long exercise is really going to help you get this movement down. And all of a sudden, when you put it the riff, it's going to be right. It just comes out of you. All right, so this next one's a little bit interesting. Again, I don't know what fingers I want to play this with yet. What I just did felt good, but I don't know if I'll do that consistently every time. So we don't play on beat 3, 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Same thing as I said with that verse. If it's not smooth or perfect right away, or if there's a little bit of a rest in there, I'll resolve that later. Right now, it's getting the idea down. So that kind of feels the most natural to me. The other way, actually, I think we're gonna try 130. Probably gonna try it that way. Okay, got that in my fingers, and it's 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Now, one thing you're going to watch out for if you're playing the same way I am is when I allow my first finger to bend over like that, right? It mutes enough, or lets go enough of that third string that you don't hear that note ringing out. It doesn't sound like this. I gotta do it like that to actually get that to work out for me. And actually, my right hand's doing a little bit of muting too. All right, so we got. Oh, let's do that last half one more time. Didn't spend much time on that. 3 and 4 and 3. Might even try my pinky as I get tired. All right. So that whole measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, which isn't bad because I'm going to have to go to that 4 anyway in the next measure after a hold. So. Yeah, okay. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. So it's a little bit, 2's not always coming out well, but the idea is coming together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Might have to change it. same exact thing that I was playing before, but you get the idea. Back with metronome. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. Busy enough of a bass line, pretty fun. All right, so this next half, we really have to put these together because it kind of like is a 2-bar phrase that he's playing. So here, we're ending with that 4, right? Just kind of got to memorize that. So I always start this next set with. So this is where it's tricky rhythm. It's and 2 and 2 and. So make sure I'm doing that right. Yep. So it's 1 and 2 and. Oh yeah, be 2 and. So we're gonna take out that slide and make sure that we're playing that rhythm right. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. See what I mean by putting that slide in there? Oftentimes I was like, it's actually playing the rhythm backwards almost, or inside out. So let's put 1 and 2 and. Yep. All right, that metronome might help me clean that up too. It's a lot of held beats, I guess would be this way to say that we have to watch out for. And holding in the middle of the measure or the end of the measure. So just tricky. So at 80 BPM, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Let's try to get that. And if I can't do the slide right away, I'll take the slide out and just get that rhythm. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Ghost note slide, right? 1 and 2 and 2 and. All right. Then it's 3 and 4 and. That should be pretty easy to play. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Again, it's worth spending this much time on these two measures because that rhythm's going to get played throughout the entire song, right? This idea is going to get used over and over again with a variation of notes. So I'm wondering, let's keep it at 80. I'm going to try to put that whole 2-measure phrase together without really knowing it, how it's connected. Let's just play through that a couple times. And yeah, trying to get that rhythm on that second measure is probably what's going to throw me off more than anything else. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and there we go. I can hear it. So yeah, I should slow this down to 70 and actually be able to think about that and count that out as I play. Let's do a couple more where I'm just counting that out. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1 and 2. Yeah, if I don't count, I'm always making a mistake on that. 1 and 2. So I'll just have to count it like 20 times in a row. And 2 and 4 and yeah, trying to do my best. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So I really want to make that 2 the held beat. Like that's what I it's what my brain is hearing, but I gotta resolve that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there we go. All right, let's see what happens when I put that with the metronome. It might be ugly. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Yep. So the first one was good. I just was not able to get back to that other measure. So it's slide in and yep. And you can see like I start falling apart with metronome and putting fingers in the right spot, wrong spot and everything. So it's just gonna take a little bit of time. Keep doing it. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 So it's funny, you know, I'm concentrating so much on the rhythm that my fingers are they're everywhere right now. I'm playing sloppy. And again, I care enough to stop and say I don't care, but I'm stopping because I'm like, I know what's happening. I know I need to calm down. I know I need to relax. So rhythmically, what helps me out a lot is really thinking, just as soon as you slide, put another hit in there. Slide hit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It's fun to play. Good. I'm starting to finally hear where that's supposed to go. All right, let's do a couple more at 70. See if we fall apart. 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Clearly, I do way better when I'm counting it out. I just don't want to count every single time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm just gonna have to count it until I don't have to count it. We're gonna do a couple more of these, and then I'll work on the other measure. And again, it's kind of one of those things that, like, run through it tonight, go over and over again, get the idea in your head, and then tomorrow, you can speed it right up really quickly. One and two and gotta make sure I slide up to 7 every time. 2, 3, 4. Couple in a row that were okay. All right, so before I go crazy on that one, let's go with this other measure, which is almost the same idea, and then we'll probably call that good on this one. So again, very close to the same. Now, these are excuses, but just so you know. Oftentimes, if I'm looking at the sheet music, I'm not looking down at my slide, so sometimes I'm getting that 6. One good little trick to do is just sit here and memorize that movement, memorize the distance, and then stop looking. Also, you can use your ear, right? All right, so that second measure, our second set of measures. So is that the only thing? Oh yeah, that's the only thing that's different. So this one's not too bad. It's a little tricky too, though. One thing I need to make sure I'm doing is not making that staccato or just skipping over that, right? Giving them equal space. That rhythm. All right. Let's do a couple of this measure, or this set, just to get that into my fingers. And nice thing is the back half is all the same as the other one. And I'll definitely have to spend more time on this tomorrow because it's already throwing me for a loop because it's new. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So again, you can see that I just don't know how to get back there yet. Because I want to play that dun 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 dun. The nice thing is you can use that 0 to move, right? And then right back to that. So that's really the movement that I just don't have down at 70 BPM. Which the only bad news is the full song is 130, so. It's not uncommon for newer riffs. I mean, I've taught this a couple times. I just really haven't worked on it. Just gotta get these ideas into your fingers and do a couple more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm, again, putting it into context, I'm changing a little bit. Doing that. So it'll continue to evolve until I actually learn the part, right? Sight reading gets you so far, and if you see me sight read some easy songs, I'm pretty good at them. You see me sight read something a little bit more challenging like this, it takes me a little bit more time. But as you get going, I mean, this is, let me finish one sentence or start another one. This is why I need to start at 80 BPM. I need to figure out what I'm doing. What's my plan of attack? Where am I going? How am I going to play this? And then start speeding it up. And I think, and again, in a session, you can only get so far. So like in a 30 to 40 minute session, like, hey, I get the idea down. I can get to playing it. And then tomorrow it's like, okay, what am I good at? What am I bad at? And resolve this. Are these excuses? Debatable. You'll tell me. Let's jump back into it. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So let's go back to the first set of measures and just see if what's happened there. Maybe it's improved magically, and it probably has to a degree. See what I mean? Like, it gets in your fingers, and also you can play it. All right, let's keep it at 70, and then we'll try to speed this set up. Let's do 80. Which is really the speed that we were at before, I think. But that's fine. 70 felt good. And like Like I can play it and hear that timing. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So I felt really good about the last one and then just did not get back to where I have to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Having fun, but let's move on. Let's go back to this one a minute. Maybe I can redeem myself a little bit and then speed them both up. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Redeem myself is a loose term. 2, 3, 4. So cannot get back to that riff at all, but I think is how I was doing it. Let's run through that a minute because it is getting worse. One thing I have to watch out is not rush that. I like to hit that 8th note a little early. All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. See, it's so nice when I don't do it with metronome. I do what I want because I probably give myself a little bit more time. The metronome adds a little bit of push and anxiety, which is good. You should do it both ways. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Trying not to rush as I get more comfortable with it. I have to give it to him. Great bass line, though. All right, so about 35 minutes in on that one. I'm going to save that where I'm at. Clearly need a lot of work on that, and that's okay. I want to review Atomic City by U2 because I did this like 3 months ago when I started doing more lives. It was a new song by them at the time. It's still a new song by them, but I thought it'd be fun to come back to this one because I never really finished it, which is a problem of mine of finishing stuff. So tonight I'm really just let's go to 100 BPM for this. Get the ideas back down in my head, and then that's kind of my goal for the next week is finish this and get these other lives up and running and be a little bit more consistent on all instruments. Those are the goals. All right, so it's swung and it's at full speed. You know what? I shouldn't have done that. Let's save that 140. Oh, I already have it. Because sometimes I forget what the full tempo is of the song. All right, so these first 4 bars at 100 BPM. Cool. All right. And now that I dropped my pick, and it is swung. So let's play it through without a minute. We got this. Let's do that a couple times. Get that into our fingers. First 4 bars. Here's the second 4 bars. Pretty much the same idea. The only difference is the F and the G, I think. Yeah. That F goes 1, 2, G, 3, and 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, let's do a couple of those. Okay. I mean, again, pretty straightforward, right? I'm always playing it faster than I'm practicing it, which is not a great thing. All right, so I feel like that intro is straightforward enough. Let's hit this verse. Again, I just haven't played this in months. You know, I didn't get it all the way into my fingers. I didn't get accomplished at it. I learned parts and bits of it, but... So that verse, first 4 measures of the verse, 1, 2, we're doing this little hybrid picking, which I love. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to let that 7 carry out. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? First 4, let's try that 110, and maybe it'll be close to the speed that I'm actually trying to do. 2, 3, 4. pretty good. 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 Little mistake there, but let's look at the second set of 4. So starting on this A minor, instead of just 1, 2, they're going 1 and 2, which is a little tricky with your pick. 1 and 2 with that swing. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Now you could also just play. Depends how close you want to get to what he was playing. All right, those 4. Pretty straightforward. Instead of going to this low F and that G, we're going R. Just quarter notes there. So I wince every time I play that. I just did it again. I'm not even trying to. There we go. It's a little tricky. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now, I've seen some other sheet music that don't have this. This is why. This is my brag, right? This is why I think we write really good sheet music. Better than most. We put all these details in that other places are missing. So if you want to play it how Adam Clayton played it on the recording, buy our stuff. Let's do all 4 of those again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 So I think there's 8 more bars to worry about. This is the same though, so I don't care about that. Then we changed it up a little bit leading into the pre-chorus. So we got this right where my mouse is hovering is where I'm starting. So we got 1, 2, 3. So we got that little octave of A. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quarter notes. Again, close enough to what the other ones were that I don't think we really need to spend a lot of time on this. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. My sight reading went away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and okay. Let's do a couple more, and then I think that pre-chorus was pretty fun. Yeah, it was. Do that, and that's enough review for me on this song, and we'll call it a night. 1, 2. right, pre-chorus, which is a lot of fun. Have not played this in forever. I know I'm repeating myself, but so let's just get this idea down. We got 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's do a little bit of that. It's good exercise. Sometimes that 3, 5, right? Yeah, I don't want to pick up my hand too early and get a little bit of a rest in there. Also don't want to do a slide because that's not how it's written. Some of those things don't matter a ton, but I'm just trying to play it exactly how the music is written. 3, 4, 1. Next measure. Same thing. Let's just highlight that one. 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. All right, now this fun one. I gotta remember how I played this. Ooh, that other 5 I don't remember. 1 and 2 and and then 3, 4, 1 and 2. Probably like that, I'm guessing. 3, 4, 1 and 2, 7, 6. Okay. 7, 6, 5, 5, 3. Let's put that in time. To watch that 2, that second beat I like to make a little long. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. So if we take it from that G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is fun to play. All right, let's loop those 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. Let's try to put those 4 together. I don't know if I'll be able to do. Let's put a recovery measure in there because I don't think I'll get back to that 1 right away. I think I can do that. think it's exactly the same, right? I mean, this F rhythm's different. I lost my rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, so I'm just going to worry about these first 4, and I think we can speed this up to 110. All right, just like that. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Little slip of the brain. All right, pretty happy with how that's come together. So I just need to jump in on these tomorrow or Monday, and do some more, and then I'm excited to get back to this bridge. So, all right, I'm not gonna look ahead yet, but if you guys need the sheet music, it's on our website, musicbythemeasurespro.com. We appreciate anybody who signs up, likes, comments, shares these videos. It helps us create more content like